In this video today, I'll show you who is this DORA Foundations course intended for, how is it structured, how to choose a training provider, and also how to prepare for this course. And I'll also show you which lessons are included in Advisera's free DORA Foundations course. So DORA Foundations course is usually made for beginners, so someone who has no experience with this new cybersecurity regulations. This would typically include members of the project team, so people who participate in the implementation or compliance project for DORA, also potentially for senior management or for maybe a mid-level management. The course usually lasts 1 or 2 days, so between 8 and 16 hours. And when you compare it with other DORA courses like DORA Internal Auditor course, then you'll notice that the main difference is really that Internal Auditor course has these lessons around how to perform auditing, whereas of course the Foundations course does not have such lessons. DORA Foundations course typically consists of lessons and an exam. And here I'm showing you this DORA Foundations course from Advisera, and here, as you can see, you can go for this online course for free, and so you would have to pay only for the exam if this is what you're aiming at. Now let me show you how the lessons are structured. So what is the curriculum? So in this module 1, there are these general lessons around what is DORA, who needs to comply, which IT providers need to comply, what are these regulatory technical standards in the form of Commission delegated regulations and Commission implementing regulations, what are the main requirements of DORA, what are the implementation steps, how to handle documentation, how to handle training and awareness, and what are the penalties and fines. Now let's see module 2. It's about main concepts for governance and ICT risk management. So governance responsibilities for senior management, key elements of ICT risk management framework, developing top-level information security policy, writing this digital operational resilience strategy, identifying assets and functions, performing risk assessment, learning and evolving, measuring, monitoring, controlling, internal audit, follow-up actions, report on the review. So basically this is a management review, and main elements of this simplified ICT risk management framework. And as you can see in these square brackets, you always have this indication of what exactly each lesson covers. All right, let's go for the module 3. So this one is focused on cybersecurity measures, so policies and procedures for ICT operations, capacity and performance management, data system security, network security, securing information in transit, encryption and cryptography, human resources policy, identity management authentication, access control, physical and environmental security, acquisition, development and maintenance of ICT systems, project management and change management. So let's go for module 4. Here basically this is about collecting all the information related to incidents, also fixing vulnerabilities and handling incidents. So logging, detecting anomalous activities, vulnerabilities, patch management updates, incident management process, classification of incidents, and then reporting major incidents towards authorities. Okay, let's see module 5. This is about business continuity and resilience. So starting with the top level ICT business continuity policy, business impact analysis, RTOs, RPOs, backup and restoration, secondary processing site, ICT response recovery plans, testing business continuity recovery plans, crisis management, main elements of digital operational resilience testing, resilience testing of ICT tools and systems, and finally threat-led penetration testing or TLPT. And then the last module is module 6. This is around how do you handle third-party ICT risks, so key elements, selecting critical ICT service providers, risk assessment of ICT service providers, what kind of clauses you have to write in these contracts with the ICT service providers, register of information, monitoring, inspection and audit, exit strategies, and government oversight of critical ICT service providers. So in general, these are the modules and lessons. Of course, different course providers might have some differences, but in general, no matter which course provider, you should see a very similar curriculum to this. Now, you might have a dilemma whether to go for an online or a classroom type course. And in fact, there are 3 types of courses. So classroom type courses where you have to travel to a physical location and there go through a whole instructor-led course. The second one, live online course, where you have instructor-led course that is fully delivered online, let's say through Zoom or Microsoft Teams, and the third pre-recorded online course where you watch pre-recorded videos for a particular course. Now, classroom type course is the best if you really have time to set aside, let's say 1 or 2 days to attend this course, and if you have a close by training provider. This live online training is good if you're basically in the same time zone with the training provider, and again, if you have enough time to dedicate to this kind of live course. And pre-recorded online course is the best if you don't have this flexibility, if you can dedicate maybe 1 or 2 hours per day on such a course. Now, when deciding which training provider to choose, no matter which of these 3 types of courses you go for, you basically have 3 criteria to bear in mind. The first one is the reputation of this training provider. So how did the other students mark this training provider and how this training provider is popular in general? The second criteria is quality. So basically, how good is this instructor, and if the course instructor really presents the whole topic with clarity so that you can easily understand what the whole point is about. And the third criteria is accreditation, so that there is an independent body that has verified that this course provider is delivering high quality courses, and it doesn't really matter which accreditation the course provider has, it's important that there is an accreditation. Regarding preparation, most course providers do not require you to formally prepare for a DORA Foundations course, but I would definitely suggest you that you read actually through the text of the DORA regulation as well as these related regulatory technical standards, and that you read some articles around the main requirements, the compliance steps, these kind of things. And in the description below, you'll find links towards a full text of DORA as well as some helpful articles. Okay, I hope this was helpful, and in the description below, you'll find a link to this free DORA Foundations course, so you can go through all the course videos for free, and you need to pay only if you want to go for the exam. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel not to miss any of my new videos, and I publish videos every week. Thanks for watching.